Hey guys, Jonathan Soto here, back again doing another movie review, and today we will be reviewing Superman Returns. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. Jonathan, you forgot to review Superman 4. No, I did not get to. No, I did not forget to review Superman 4. I just don't want to because all that's been said about Superman 4 has already been said. One, everyone hates it. I hate it myself. Two, it fucking sucks. And three, it deserves its place in film history. So yeah, I don't want to review that movie. Most of the times I like pretending that movie doesn't even exist. Like I even this part is supposed to be where Superman 4 is at, but I took it out and I ripped it. I destroyed it and I destroyed it. So so yeah, I just like pretending this movie doesn't even exist. Like I just like when I marathon these movies, I just go one, two, three, then returns. I never include Superman 4 at all. It's been so long since I've watched Superman 4, I do not want to watch it again, and that's why I skipped over to review it. So right now we're talking about right now we're just talking about the good one, Superman Returns. Now, Superman Returns is directed by Bryan Singer and features Brandon Routh, Kevin Spacey, Kate Bosworth, James Marsden, Sam Huntington, Parker Posey, and Frank Langella. So the plot of Superman Returns is that it takes place after Superman the movie, not after Superman 2 or 3. It completely ignores all those movies. So yeah. So it just is a sequel to Superman the movie. So yeah, the plot of it is that for a very long time, Superman has been gone. He has not been saving the world anymore, and the reason is because the government had found life on Krypton. As soon as Superman heard about that, he decided to go over there and see what life is on Krypton. So but Krypton is a very long way away from Earth, so that's why he was gone for so long. Cause like it takes years to go to Krypton and to come back to Earth. So yeah, but like he came back to Earth with the souvenir from Krypton that looks like the Fortress of Solitude, but like he only shows his mom that. And then after that, he just rests for a while, and then after that, you see Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is the villain of the movie. Lex Luthor, he goes to Superman's home. Well, not his home, but like the Fortress of Solitude. He goes there, and he finds out all about Superman. That he finds out about his dad Jor-El and all that, and he finds out about the crystals in the Fortress of Solitude, which he uses for weapons in the movie, which I'll get to later on. So yeah, he steals the crystals. He steals the crystals and keeps them. So yeah, after that we see Superman, Clark Kent actually. We see Clark Kent go to the Daily Bugle and get his job back, and then like he becomes friends with Jimmy Olsen, and then while he's there, he realizes that a lot of things have changed. That Lois Lane got a got married and got a kid, and it kind of angers Clark a bit, but like he gets over it, and then once he finds out, and then he also finds out that Lois Lane was against Superman while he was gone, and she wrote a story saying why the world doesn't need Superman. Okay, and so once Clark finds out about that, um, Jimmy invites Clark to get a drink with him at a bar. Um, so yeah, once they're doing that, we see Lex Luthor again and the crystals. So what the crystals can do is like they can cause so much destruction. The crystals can create Krypton. Like if you launch a crystal near near North America, it can literally create a big continent from Krypton and destroy North America. So that's what the crystal can do. And so we see Lex Luthor with the crystals. He cuts a very tiny piece of the crystal, and he demonstrates it on like this like toy table thing to like see what it does. And so he does that, and like one tiny piece of the crystal causes so much destruction. Like it literally causes a power outage throughout most of North America. And like I forgot to mention that Lois Lane Lois Lane was is in a plane to to like be a part of like an experiment that they're on a plane, and like there's like a space shuttle on top of the plane, and so like they're supposed to launch the space shuttle to space or something like that. So Lois Lane is in that plane, and once the power outage happens, it causes like all the plane systems and all that to fail. But like um, uh, before the power outage, they launched the shuttle, but then like everything lost power, and like the plane lost power, and so like it took so like the shuttle like launched with the plane. It was supposed to like come out of the plane and launch, but like it launched with the plane and went to space. So once that happens, Superman now sees that it's his time to shine. So he leaves Jimmy Olsen from the bar, and he becomes Superman, and he flies over to the plane, and takes the shuttle out of the plane, and then like the plane crash lands, and then he grabs the plane from the bottom and saves everyone from there and landing them safely. Which that part was really cool, by the way. That was a really cool way to start off the movie. So, and then once that happens, everyone sees that Superman is back now, and Lois Lane faints after he saves all of them in the plane, which was pretty funny. So so yeah and once that happens, we see Lex Luthor like what the miniaturized part of the crystal does. It like it it filled up a room with with a rock from Krypton. So that's what the tiny piece did. And so Lex Luthor now sees that he can he can make his own continent and have control over it, and destroy all of North America. So that's his plan. And so Superman later on finds out about that, and he tries to stop him. So that's the whole plot of Superman Returns. So do I like this movie? I like this movie, but don't love it though. I think the first three are a bit better. Um, but like this one is still pretty good. This movie was made in 2006, and they they completely like canceled all the actors from the original three, and put in new actors, and the reason is because Christopher Reeve had died in 1999, and and wait, did he die in 1999, or he died somewhere in the early 2000s in 2004 because he got paralyzed, and then all the other actors from the original three got really old because it's been like 20 something years since the last Superman movie. So they brought in some new actors, but they all do a really good job. Like they're all really good. Brandon Routh as Superman, he's good, but like he's nowhere near as good as Christopher Reeves though. Um, Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane is pretty good. Is really good. Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. He surprised me. He was really good as Lex Luthor. Like I really see him as Lex Luthor, to be honest. So yeah. All the actors do a really good job, and yeah. So the characters in this movie are really good. Like seeing Superman back was is really cool. Like there's this cool montage of him like saving people, which was really cool. It kind of reminded me of Superman the movie in some ways. But like there's this one scene where like there's these there's these burglars. They're robbing this place, and like they're taking things from and like they're going up the roof, and like there's this guy with the machine gun who's like shooting cops and all that, and then like Superman comes, and like the guy shoots Superman with the machine gun, but that does not hurt him at all. It just like it just like completely like just like it just goes and then falls on the floor. Like it doesn't hit him at all. It just hits him like nothing. He shoots him in the eye with the pistol, and that does nothing to him. It just goes. It just like squishes, and it was really cool. So yeah. So yeah. Let me think. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. Yeah, Lex Luthor in this movie. He's a good villain, but like I feel like they could have put in another villain besides him. Like they could have like they could have like put Bizarro or something in this movie. Lobo. Who else? They could have brought in Metallo, Atomic Skull, Conduit, Parasite. They could have brought in so many other villains. But like they had to go with Lex Luthor. But like it was still pretty cool. Like Lex Luthor being the villain though. Um. Let me think. Yeah. The whole thing with like the continent and all that is really cool. Like when it's like destroying most of New York. The whole scene with like Superman like saving people on it, and like the globe on top of the Daily Planet building falls, and like he holds in, and like Jimmy Olsen is taking pictures, which that part was really cool. And then and then like and then like everything else is destroying, like the underground, the underground sewer thing is like blowing up, and like taking out like the sewer gratings and all that, and, like making them go flying, and then like Superman like blowing away all the heat and all that was really cool. um so yeah, so yeah let me think. Yeah Let me think. Oh yeah, in the end, Superman and Lex Luthor have an actual like battle when they fight each other, but like they're not really fighting each other, because like Superman goes in the continent that's barely forming, but like it's all full of kryptonite, so like he's getting really weak around it, and like that causes like Lex Luthor to be able to beat him up and like punch him, and like get all his henchmen to like beat the shit out of him and all that, and to stab him with a piece of kryptonite. But that part was really cool. But like when he stabs him with the piece of kryptonite, it doesn't kill him. He just like he falls down the continent, and like Lois Lane and them end up saving him. So yeah, that part was really cool. So yeah, all the effects too, like all the effects with all that are amazing. This movie was made in 2006. Like it's really like it uses effects from nowadays, and it's really cool, and all of it looks so real. Um so yeah, the action is good too. Like I said, let me think. The soundtrack is good too. John Ottman composed this movie. He did a good job composing it. He did the same thing Ken Thorne did. He used some of John Williams' music and put it in there, but at the same time doing his own thing, um, which was um, which was really cool. So yeah. Um, Anything else? Oh yeah, the pacing too is really good. This movie's 2 hours and 30 minutes. But at times you do feel its runtime. At times you don't. At times it is pretty quick. But like the pacing is pretty good. Um, yeah, just one problem. Just the main problem is at times you do feel its runtime. So yeah. Any flaws? Oh yeah. I do have a bit of flaws here and there. Like Lois Lane. Like there's this like whole long sequence of Lois Lane being with Lex Luthor in a yacht, and her being trapped in there. Which that whole sequence like drags on for so long, and that's what I mean by how you feel it's runtime, because of that whole sequence. So yeah, and at that sequence, we don't really see much of Superman. We don't even see any Superman at all, and it feels like we're seeing Lois Lane the movie or something. And also, too, Superman. We see a lot of Superman, but like not a lot of Clark Kent though. Like we don't see what Clark Kent is doing. Like we don't see if he's like living in an apartment in Metropolis or something, or like hooking up with Lois Lane or something. We mostly just see Superman, which is a major flaw, because in all the other ones we see a lot of Clark Kent. In this one, it shows it like the least amount of times. Um, yeah, so that's a major flaw. So anything else? Let me see. Anything else I want to talk about without spoiling? Um, so um, Let me think. Let me think. I There's another scene I love too with um Superman flying with Lois Lane and telling her like why'd you write a paper about why the world doesn't need Superman and all that, which was really cool. So yeah. That scene was really cool too. Yeah. So to rate this movie, I think I'll rate it a B plus. It's not as good as the first three, but it's still pretty good. I rated a B plus. That'll be the end of my review. So bye and see you all in the next review.